All right, let's talk about the biggest bangs in the universe. I'm talking about explosions so incredibly violent, they make a supernova look like, I don't know, a tiny firecracker. We're diving into the wild story of gamma-ray bursts.
Okay, just imagine for a second. What if your eyes could see gamma rays? If they could, you'd see the sky light up every single day with these brilliant, silent flashes. They just pop into existence out of nowhere and then vanish. And some of them, they'd be so bright they'd actually outshine our own sun for a moment. It's a crazy thought, but that's the reality our gamma-ray telescopes are seeing all the time.
So to really wrap your head around this, think about our sun. A typical gamma-ray burst, or GRB for short, unleashes as much energy in just a few seconds as our sun will crank out over its entire 10 billion year life. That's just a staggering, almost unimaginable amount of power.
So how in the world do we even find these cosmic behemoths? You'd think something that powerful would be obvious, right? Well, the story is actually this amazing accident, a total piece of scientific luck that came right out of the Cold War.
Okay, so picture this. It's the late 1960s. The US launches these satellites called Vela. Now their job wasn't to look up at the stars. Nope, they were looking down at Earth, trying to spot the gamma-ray flashes from secret Soviet nuclear bomb tests. But then, on July 2nd, 1967, they picked up this huge flash that just didn't look like a nuke, and it was clearly coming from deep space. How wild is that? They were looking for earthly secrets and accidentally found one of the universe's biggest. And what's really crazy is how long it took to figure this out. I mean, the discovery happened back in '67, but it was top secret, so it wasn't even published until 1973. Then it took all the way until the 90s for the Compton Observatory to confirm these things were happening all over the sky, not just in our galaxy. But the real game changer, the absolute key that unlocked the whole mystery, came in '97 when we finally spotted that fading afterglow.
And that one question, where are they, sparked this massive debate in astronomy that went on for decades. You had two camps, really. Were these things pretty small events happening right here in our own Milky Way, like in our cosmic backyard? Or were they unimaginably huge explosions happening clear across the universe?
The only way to solve it was to find that afterglow. See, the theory was that the initial blast of gamma rays was so powerful, it would slam into any gas and dust around it, creating this afterglow that would fade out more slowly in things like X-rays or even visible light. The idea was if you could just catch that fading light quick enough, you could point a regular telescope at that exact spot in the sky and finally see where the heck it came from.
And then, in 1997, it happened. A satellite called Beppo-Sachs nailed it. It pinpointed an afterglow, and astronomers scrambled to get their big ground-based telescopes pointed at it. And what did they find? A tiny, faint galaxy right at that spot. They measured its redshift and calculated the distance, and it was a mind-blowing 6 billion light-years away. The debate was over, just like that. These were no backyard fireworks. They were some of the most distant and powerful events in the entire cosmos.
So, once everyone agreed on just how insanely powerful these things were, the next step was to start classifying them. And it turns out they basically fall into two main buckets, and the difference between them is super simple. It's just how long the burst lasts.
This simple distinction led scientists to two main suspects, if you will. First, you've got the long bursts, anything lasting more than 2 seconds. We now think these come from the death of a truly enormous star in what's called a hypernova. And you usually find these in young galaxies that are still busy making stars. Then you've got the short bursts. These can be over in the blink of an eye, just milliseconds. The culprit here? A violent merger of two super-dense dead stars, like neutron stars, and you find these in older, more settled galaxies.
Okay, so let's dive into the long bursts. The leading idea is called the Collapsear Model. Try to picture this. You have a star that's at least 30 times bigger than our sun, and it's spinning really fast. It runs out of fuel, and its core doesn't just go supernova, it collapses directly into a black hole. The rest of the star starts falling in, forming this swirling disk around the new black hole. And that disk acts like an engine, launching these two unbelievably powerful jets of matter out of the star's north and south poles at almost the speed of light. Now, if one of those jets just happens to be pointed right at us, bam, we see a long gamma-ray burst.
And the short bursts? What about them? Well, their source is something we call a kilonova. This is what happens when two neutron stars, these incredibly dense remnants of old stars, spiral into each other and just smash together. And the proof for this was one of the most incredible moments in modern astronomy. In 2017, the LIGO Observatory detected gravitational waves, ripples in spacetime from a neutron star merger.
And just a couple of seconds later, the Fermi Gamma-Ray Telescope saw a short GRB from the exact same place. I mean, talk about a smoking gun. Case closed.
So, for decades, we've been spotting these things, cataloging them, getting a feel for how they work. But then, on October 9th, 2022, something came along that didn't just break the records, it completely obliterated them.
Let me introduce you to GRB 221009A. It was so unbelievably bright, so powerful, that astronomers gave it a nickname almost instantly, the Boat. And that stands for the Brightest of All Time. It was a long burst, went on for about 7 minutes, and it was so intense it literally blinded most of our gamma-ray telescopes in space. They just couldn't handle the sheer flood of energy.
And just look at this. When you compare it to the previous record holder from back in 2013, it's not even close. The difference is just, it's colossal. The Boat wasn't just a new record, it was playing a completely different sport. It was in a league of its own.
So after the scientists managed to piece together all the data from their overwhelmed instruments, they came to a truly startling conclusion. An event this bright is probably a once-in-10,000-year kind of thing. Think about that. This may very well have been the single most powerful explosion that's happened anywhere in the universe during the entire history of human civilization.
Wow. Okay, so after hearing all this about cosmic death rays and civilization-scale explosions, there's an obvious question, right? Could one of these things happen, close to us? Are we in any danger?
All right, let's break it down. The threat, in theory, is definitely real. If a GRB went off inside our own galaxy and its jet was pointed right at us, it could pretty much shred our ozone layer. That would be catastrophic for life on Earth. But, and this is a huge but, the reality is every single GRB we've ever been able to locate has come from a super distant ancient galaxy. It's not even clear our type of galaxy, the Milky Way, can still make these things. And even if it could, remember those jets are super narrow. The chances of one just happening to be aimed perfectly at our tiny little planet are astronomically incredibly small. So yeah, it's a scary thought, but thankfully, it's a really, really unlikely one.
So let's just let this sink in. We live in a universe where on any given day, explosions are going off that are brighter than 1 trillion suns. And the Boat, well, that showed us that these events can be even more extreme than our wildest theories predicted. It really just makes you step back and wonder, right? What other unbelievable secrets is the universe still waiting to show us?